Please note that the views and opinions expressed by our hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect the official policy of Spectacular Podcast. The content provided is for informational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute professional advice. Always seek the guidance of qualified professionals for specific issues. Listener discretion is advised for sensitive topics. By listening, you agree to release Spectacular Podcast from any liability for any loss or damage.
Welcome to the first episode of the Spectacular Podcast, and I am your host, Anele T, alongside my partner in crime, Bennett Mesu. If you're tuning in from YouTube, do click the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you will never miss the spectacular experience. And then, all of our info is listed down in our description boxes below. How are you feeling, man?
I'm thrilled, man. So this episode, we're going to be talking about ourselves. Basically, we're going to be letting you guys know what our passions and our backgrounds and where we've been to get here.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah, it
all
has.
3 months.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Funny thing is that we've been planning this for years. And
Yeah,
yeah. And what's interesting is that 3 months ago we planned to do it again. And today we're here.
Yeah, we are finally here to gossip about what is relevant.
Yeah, everything under the sun.
Literally, this is where you get your best entertainment. So every episode, make sure that you tune in.
Yeah.
So what's going on around the block, man?
Okay, the interesting part, even though I didn't watch the 4th episode of Blood and Water, I found it interesting that they've renewed it for the 5th episode.
I'm like, can it please be done?
Yeah.
I thought they were wrapping it.
Yeah, well, season 3 was the best for me, but then they went to season 4, even though I wasn't interested. I found it interesting that they planned for season 5 as well.
Blood and Water is really not relatable. I think they did the best as season 1, and like they should have left it there.
Yeah, they were the best season 1, 2, and 3. So
Was season 2 where Wade kicked
yeah, I think so.
the
I think so.
kickboxing situation
Yeah, I think so.
between KB and Wade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That is
season
my
3,
favorite season.
that's when they brought in Sonia Mbele.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the best.
That was fire.
Yeah, it was fire.
It
And
was
then
legit fire.
season 4 I didn't watch. I didn't bother.
So you know what I picked up now?
Yeah.
While we were working on this journey, we'd approach people to come through to our podcast, and some of them were a rate card. So my question was, can we really afford to charge for interviews as creatives, knowing the PR of the country? Do you think there's a future, the state of the PR?
Well, I think there is a future for the state of PR, but the problem is that with you cannot be like having 400 followers on Instagram.
400 likes.
Yeah, 400 followers on Instagram and then have a red card, because you get someone with 700 followers and get
Which is yourself.
yeah, and then you have a red card. What about the person who has more followers than you? Because it doesn't make sense.
I was shocked.
Yeah, me
because
too.
I thought interviews benefit both
Yeah.
podcasts, and which explains why McG is not loyal to any of his guests. I used to think he's just being
Yeah, but then the thing is, when you do have a podcast like us, you get a revenue from the podcast, and then when you get a celebrity to be your guest on your podcast, they don't get a revenue immediately, whereas with you, you do. I think that's the difference. But then the other thing is that with them, it's the long game.
yeah.
You
True.
do the PR run, and then you do the podcasting. Like, do you remember that there was a story about GZQ and the lift?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this other guy, Robot Boy, he was on a PR run, and then he was literally correcting his story when he said that JCQ released a statement, but then he did a couple of podcasts trying to change that narrative. And then at the end, his goal at the end, to reach his goal, he has to do more than podcast. Whereas with us, we have to do like one or two podcasts to get a better revenue.
Yeah, it's crazy. Who do you think has got it right,
When
PR wise, in the country as a creative?
I think Tyler.
Yeah, no.
Tyler, because the talent might be there, but then it seems like the PR side of her career is good. It's like really good because I don't want to say she came out of nowhere, but then she did.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
And I low key feel like, hey man, her talent is Summer Vibes Metro FM Awards, a whole Grammy. Like, I'm still waiting to understand where and how.
She does deserve the Grammy because she has better reach compared to other African artists when it comes to the reach and the promotion. And then you get Ira Star, I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I think she's Nigerian. She has music, but then it's not as big as Tyler, like a Water song.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So I think she had a better run and she was more qualified to get the Grammy. And then there's that BET story.
Oh, Ziawa. In
Yeah.
USA, man, to Ziawa.
Yeah.
I heard that Makhadzi owes SARS. So most of her revenue
Yeah.
goes to SARS. And then she doesn't have anything to live on and literally has to go to Mashonis. And I was shocked
Yeah.
because she's literally one of the most booked artists right now in South Africa. You go to every gig, she's there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much do you owe SARS?
I think the problem is that maybe I might be wrong, but then she has to have like more qualified people in her team to make sure that she pays her taxes so that she ignores the SARS.
But I'm
part.
like, hasn't she learned from other artists? Like, she's not the first.
It's a
So I'm like, why aren't you learning? You've got people such as Somizi in your circle, and we know that SARS was after him.
Yeah, but then I don't understand because, like for example, if I say I decide to be a singer or a musician tomorrow, and I've watched Bozahara losing their house, I've watched people who came before me losing their houses, and I go in without realizing that I need tax people, I need an accountant in my team, then what am I doing?
Yeah, it's just crazy for me because I'm like, as a creative, you need a lawyer and you need an accountant. You
Yeah.
can't negotiate. But one thing
Yeah.
they will do, these people, is show up. Because I'm like, you borrowed, man, from Mashonisa, from Mashonisa to fly
Yeah.
first class, to literally book accommodation, your outfit, and all in the name, I have to be the superstar that I am.
Yeah, but then the crazy thing is that as much as you have to show up, whew, I think the problem with our stars is that they don't treat their careers as a business.
Yeah,
Because the
true.
minute you treat your career as a business, then you realize that, okay, I am the product. I need the manufacturing part, which is the studio, and then you need the marketing part, where you need the manager to get the people, to do the promotion and stuff, and then you need the accountant to make sure that the money that you receive, you know how to spend it.
But show business is brutal.
Yeah, it is, especially in South Africa. It
Like
is.
each day I'm realizing, Hakibula TikTok, Koryo, this business is not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah.
And speaking about TikTok,
Yeah.
what has been trending recently
Yeah.
were the Scent twins.
Oh, the innocent.
Yeah, Innocent and Melly. So what happened was their house burnt down, and Kuya Millicent and the husband, right?
Yeah.
And we feel sorry for them, like legit we do. But like the content It was giving content. It was giving actress vibes.
Yeah.
In character.
Yeah.
The power walk, the crying, the 360 shot.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just giving.
You know the crazy thing. I think it was on X. Oh
Yeah.
God, I'm so tempted to say Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. People were going around trying to prove whether she's lying or not. And this other lady, I think it's a lady, she literally posted her innocent lying on a coffin or casket. And who does that as a black person? Who like, what's going on?
Now my take is though, they influencers. Fact of the matter is, but the show must go on.
Are you influencing us? That what is the influencing part?
No, yeah, she's a brand. So business must go on. She must be on top of her game.
Yeah.
She must post. And whether she creates content around it or not, the fact remains when so if you saying she should not take content, not taking content, it would anyway. Right? That was my first take on the video.
Yeah.
Until I saw Medicine complaining ka H&M.
Yeah.
So normally when you donate your clothing go H&M, you get vouchers, right?
Yeah.
With a discount. And she went to H&M on some, the vouchers burned down my sister's house, and they were like, you don't have vouchers, so there's nothing I can do. And she posted about it. But the fact is, you were not going to get outfits for Mahala or H&M.
Yeah.
Your house just burned down. If you can't afford H&M, what's that?
That's
Or
weird.
something.
That's weird
Or
because H&Ms, yeah. The problem is that if you buy something like as a regular person and then you want to go back and exchange it, and then somehow you lose your receipt, you won't be able to get it back because you lost the receipt.
Exactly.
So the common sense there is
And
not
what do you
sensing.
want us to do?
Yeah, I think
When you're
there's
busy posting for the H&M
yeah.
nonsense. Like, what must happen? What must the cashier do?
There's a fine line between influencing and real life. You know, there's a point whereby you have to treat something as your brand, and then there's a time whereby you have to just remove yourself away from influencing and live your life.
Career.
Yeah, because if you mix the two, it gets boring. Yeah, it gets boring and annoying. Because we cannot. Okay, I understand. Maybe if she needed donations and stuff, but
Please donate.
no, I'm not.
Like, I've got a soft spot for the twins.
No,
Please
but then,
donate.
no, for them to buy I think it was 3 million. The house.
Sinners.
Yeah.
Marianong, it's shade.
Yeah, okay.
What must happen?
Remember, when you buy a house, you also buying the land. Yeah, so the price being 3 million, it means that they have money. You cannot buy 3 million and then you don't have.
Marianong ke bond again.
Was it bond?
I think so.
No, they bought got 3 million.
Cash.
I don't know.
It might be a bond.
No, it might not, because I don't think we were going to know that it get 3 million. We only know that it's a 3 million house because
I think we know how much Matema bought her home for.
How much was it?
I don't know. I think around 2 million.
God.
Yeah, 2 million.
These people are loaded.
Because she said it on her vlog. But the thing is, they really go through a lot.
Yeah.
As a freelancer, you go through a lot.
Yeah.
To get bond and all these things. So imagine losing your house plus everything in it. It's like starting. Have sympathy though.
I think the thing is, the twins have been in the industry for some time, and I think by now they should have been able to establish something else outside acting, and start a business or something, and then you'll be able to get um bond and stuff, because now you can prove
But
your.
you know that a lot of our actors don't do that.
I
How
know.
many of them still die broke?
I don't know, but then I don't know, but then there's a lot. There's a lot, because when someone dies, 2 years later you hear that this person owed SARS, or they had money problems. So, as South
Mari,
Africans, we have to get used to
it's a
it.
good thing that they're posting though. They're keeping their PR side intact.
Um, yeah, they are. They are, but then you do get to a point whereby you ask yourself, what is this person doing?
Uh,
Because one person, Bonang,
uh,
she is a TV presenter, but then now she's doing a lot of posting. Apart from selling shoes, apart from selling shoes, um, normally, or you constantly have to ask yourself, Konjo, what is Bonang doing apart from House of BNG and selling shoes?
so you want to know
Yeah,
what she's all about.
you kind of have to know, because the person like artists, musicians, they regularly show themselves in studios, collaborations, performing. You do know that this person is a musician, and you know what to expect from them. But then when you get someone whereby they're just doing influencing, then that's when you ask yourself, what is this person doing?
I think once you go into reality TV,
Yeah.
you must know what you're risking that signature.
Yeah, I think I
Your
think
place
I
in
think
the
reality
industry.
TV, that it's where careers die. Even I think even in America, the minute you go to Love and Hip Hop,
It's over.
yeah,
You know what it's over.
yeah, we know that you
And AKA was already on
really,
Love and Hip Hop. Yes, Love and Hip Hop South Africa.
yeah.
Where have you been? Like,
No, I do know that it does exist, but then I didn't know that he was.
he
part
was
of
on it. I think the only person I can remember who is taking advantage or who took advantage of a reality show was
Mm.
Kedi Kumalo.
Why?
Because I think we loved her more. Like, it works for her music, especially under the circumstances
Oh,
that she finds herself in with the Senzo Maiwa case.
yeah.
And I think she's good. I think her brand
Yeah.
is on point. People just love hating her.
I think
She's
with her,
a
it's
famous villain.
easy to hate her, and then when she releases an album, like if I'm listening to her now, there's no way of you telling me, of telling that you know that I'm listening to her, you know. And the crazy part is that we love her and then we hate her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love.
I think it
to
balances
hate.
out.
Yeah, but low key, what do you think of
Um,
the Senzo situation?
I think our justice this system, our justice system,
None talking.
I think our justice system, they allowed the case to play out in the public too much, because then we kind of have an idea of what happened, and then we really don't know. But then deep down, I think Kelu Kumalo knows who killed the guy, and I think she doesn't want to tell us. But
You
I
know-
don't think she killed him or had a hand.
You know what's my
Yeah. Take.
my conclusion, my take
Yeah.
to the whole situation? I'm like, had Senzo not cheated, he'd still be alive, most
Yeah.
probably. If you're saying Kelly did it or she had a hand,
Yeah.
like everyone is saying that, right? And I'm like, had he not cheated, we wouldn't be here. So I'm not saying he should.
You know,
He
there's a
should
saying.
be killed though.
There's a saying that says, everything that happens in the dark comes to light. And I think that might be the case with Senzo. I think the wife or the girlfriend, I don't know if he was
The
married to.
wife.
Yeah,
They call her the wife.
yeah. If the wife didn't know about Kelly Kumalo story, I think that was the way of the universe or God making the
But apparently she knew. So I used to think she low key did it.
who the wife.
Yeah.
Why would she do that?
When I literally come on. I think to my Zulu.
No,
When I didn't Kabi.
No, you
By
wouldn't.
the way, I'm Zulu, so don't say I'm hitting on Zulus. But
Yeah.
there was a possibility. But now I don't know. And I don't think I care.
Yeah.
Like, people are dying like flies these days.
Yeah.
The AKA case is also a situation. You go on TikTok, you see mediums talking to AKA. And I'm like, guys, how naive.
Do you believe in those
Do I believe in?
mediums and stuff like that?
I really don't know. I really don't. No, I don't.
Why?
No, I don't.
Why?
I'm Christian. I'm born again Christian, like proper Christian.
Okay.
So it's not my type of thing. But I respect people who do.
Okay.
I feel like to each his own.
And the underground gang.
I respect people who do. My father's side believes in the underground gang, and then my mother's side, we all used to believe in church and Christianity. So it's not like I am making a decision out of ignorance or I'm telling people. I'm like, nah, it doesn't work for me. Have you inhaled the smell of impepo, dog?
It doesn't smell bad.
It smells. It doesn't smell bad, but it affects my sinuses, headache, and I'm like, why must I go through hell?
Well, it has that like a distant minty smell.
How?
I'm telling you.
Really?
Yeah.
How often do you use it?
I don't use it regularly, but then the smell, it doesn't smell so bad.
Minty.
Yeah, I'm saying distant. I'm not saying it smells like mint.
In the far.
Yeah.
In the far.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
In the distance.
with me, I think I was raised in both the underground gang and then I wouldn't say Christianity because when it comes to Christianity, there's a I'm a little bit confused about it. But then I was raised with church and underground gang.
What confuses you about Christianity? Is it the Bible and how it came about?
No, it's the hypocrisy that Christian people that embody.
Some. Okay,
A large majority.
Majority.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
But it's also the same with people who believe in Madlozi.
No.
These days, it's like it's pushed down our throat.
How?
We have your Mawenis. Please don't doya me. We've got your Scotenis.
Yeah.
I really like Scoteni as a person.
Okay.
but
There's underground gang whereby you have to twasa, and then there's an underground gang whereby we acknowledge our ancestors, and then we do rituals. We do the what do you call it? Merego ceremonies. Yeah, without doing the things that Maweni and the other girl, what's her name? Scotini. Yeah. Without doing that.
Do you acknowledge your ancestors?
Yeah.
So it means you worship them.
I don't worship them. I acknowledge that they do exist because there's a long line of them.
Okay, Sharp, you acknowledge them.
You know
what does acknowledging mean? It means worship. It's a sense of worship.
Okay.
And I'm not against people. Okay, I'm against them, but I respect them. But I'm not judgmental towards it. I feel like people need to take accountability to say we worship our ancestors. instead of denying, only to find that you are worshipping them. Because acknowledging is a sense of worship. How we done, how partner. It's literally like praying in a sense. You are including them.
Okay. Okay. Wait. When you go into a room and then you find someone, you greet them and then you move on with your life. That's you acknowledging the person's presence and then you carry on with your life.
Okay.
That part, you left it behind. The person, you know that it's there and he's there or she's there, you carry on with your life. And then when you come back, you can ask them a question and then you carry on. And then when you talk to them and you partner, I see it like a conversation, like you'd say that you're praying and you had a conversation with God. That's fine.
Praying.
It is praying, but then worshiping, it's different.
Okay, what's the difference between what's the difference between what you do with God and what you do with ancestors?
The difference between the two, with you guys, there's a long doctorate of the things that you should do and not do. And with ancestors, the law that is there, well, the way I see it,
Hona le law.
there's no law.
Exactly, and that's the problem
What's wrong with it?
for me. Not the law, but like the fact that it is easy to lie to a person and say, Matlosao had a so. And
Okay.
people are gullible to it. Now, the reason why people are tricked in churches is because they don't read the Bible
Tricked how?
themselves.
Tricked how?
Like they've been forwarded, around the money business, the
but
tithing.
that's the same
and-
thing. Okay, that's the same thing that and pastors do, and that's the same thing. Yeah.
But that's because we don't read the Bible. Luna, you don't even have a book to refer to or anything for
Who
that
wrote the
matter.
book?
Where go Benedi,
Who wrote the book?
so
Who
where go
wrote the
Gogo
book?
Mamang, o go bolela so.
How many testimonies are there?
How many testaments?
Yeah.
2.
Why are they two?
Because the First Testament does not really have Christ physically. Yeah, this needs an episode.
Okay, yeah, I think we
on
should
its
do that.
own.
Yeah, because it's pretty long. Yeah, God, it's a pretty long conversation, and I hope that we carry on this conversation on another episode because it's an interesting one. And thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you're gonna tune in again. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube and follow us on Spotify. And we're going to upload this episode on Apple Music as well. And
Apple Pod, you mean?
Apple Pod. And I think, what is the other one?
There are many. They'll just find the link
Yeah.
in the description box.
So thank you guys. See you next time.